Hi, my name's Gemma Drinkall and I'm the founder of HeadSphere, and I help middle leaders to create clear boundaries so that they can love teaching again. This is a little introduction video and we'll tell you a little bit about what I do and why I do it. So first of all, what do I do? Well, I provide a range of services both to you as an individual and to schools that cover coaching, training and supervision. Each model is aimed at helping you to create those clear boundaries that help you to thrive in teaching. I firmly believe that when you prioritize your own needs, pour from a full cup, you are then able to pour into the cups of those around you. So your students benefit, your colleagues benefit, and your family and your friends benefit as well. It's a win-win situation. I offer one-to-one work through coaching or through supervision, and I also provide group coaching and group supervision as well. And you can check out those programs on my website. You'll also find that I provide training. So for schools, I provide inset day training, presentations and speaking opportunities and things like that as well. And that can be for the whole school. It can just be for smaller groups. And I can focus those around boundaries, prioritizing your needs, time management, managing expectations, reducing your workload, things like that. So that's a bit about what I do. But why do I do this? Well, I wasn't always an educational wellbeing coach. In a previous life, not too long ago, I used to be a teacher as well. I used to be a co-head of department and a head of year, and I taught religious studies. And I loved it. I loved everything about being a teacher. I loved working with the students. I loved the fact that to all extent and purposes, I had some control over how I chose to run my day. So although my timetable set up what I would do when in terms of my teaching, but I had freedom in terms of when I would choose to do the other bits of work that I had to do. And I'm secretly a recovering workaholic. So actually being busy all the time really suited my personality. And I felt like I'd come home, like I really just loved teaching. The problem, though, was that I just did all the work all the time. I woke up thinking about work. I went to school thinking about school. I did the school day, and then once the students had gone, I did a few more hours, and then I went home and did some more work as well. And I never really felt like I was actually good enough because I can never get through the to-do list. And, there always seemed to be more that had to be done that I didn't feel like I could actually cope with completing. And it really began to grind on me, really, because I just felt tired all the time. I felt really exhausted. I felt like I was giving loads, but I wasn't actually being enough. And I really just kept on working. I just became that thorough workaholic, just teaching and working all the time. And the thing was that had a negative consequence. Um, I didn't look after myself. I didn't rest enough. I didn't eat brilliantly. I didn't exercise at all. I would sleep nowhere near as much as I actually need to sleep in order to be a functioning human being each day. And I just prioritized school above everything else. It meant that I just didn't have a life outside of teaching. And it just kind of all became a bit too much. And I started experiencing stress. I say started, teaching and stress seem to go hand in hand together these days. But I also experienced anxiety, low mood, and then I eventually started having panic attacks as well in school. So I got signed off. I took away all my extra responsibilities. I went down to part-time, but the damage was done. I left teaching at the end of 2019, just broken, bruised, just utterly destroyed. And at the time I really resented teaching, and I was like, it's teaching's fault that I've not looked after myself, and it's teaching's fault that I'm just my mental health is completely shot. And then I kind of reflected and realized, actually I chose not to have boundaries. I chose not to prioritize my own needs. I chose to put the job ahead of everything else, when actually looking back I could have done it so much better. That would have helped me to look after myself, to thrive, so that each day I was there for my students and I was there for my colleagues and I was able to be the best version of myself. So that's why I do what I do now. I want to be that person by your side who I didn't have when I was struggling in teaching. I want to be your cheerleader. I want to be your accountability buddy. I want to be that person by your side who will help you to discover the right path for you, that will help you to create those clear boundaries and help you to thrive in teaching. So that's a little bit about me, and it would be lovely to hear from you, and I look forward to hearing from you and meeting you. See you soon.